Alright, here we go. This is a custom 1v1 on Chasm between the Carbon player in the upper left-hand corner, wingman876 in the Phantom Bomber, and his opponent, the green player in the bottom right-hand corner, BlastToBits, in the Classic Striker. So, these are definitely common mechs in today's 1v1 meta. Very, very popular to have a bomber just because of its neutralization capabilities, and obviously Wingman is very, very well known for it, just slashing away as that bomber, neutralizing your outposts. Striker, not as effective as the bomber, but does have that AoE in the sword, so definitely one of the more popular choices nowadays, just because of its strong AoE attack. AoE is really, really amazing nowadays. And right now we do have socketing moneymakers, fairly normal openings. We will have BlastToBits securing with his Sergeant's Wingman, socketing that moneymaker that was a little bit mismicroed right at first. And, initial neutral Jackals not getting taken care of by either player, in terms of units down. BlastToBits does drop and slash it with his sword. However, Wingman is still getting attacked by those neutral Jackals. Not super exciting, but, eventually your creeps will finish them off, as what happened just there. And won't take off that much damage, but it is pretty significant. Wingman immediately going with the Sergeants at the top outpost. Will take him a little while to get this neutralized, but he probably will be able to get it finished before BlastToBits comes. And, oh, actually, no, he was not able to get it completely neutralized. BlastToBits coming with that Sergeant. Now Wingman with a Gemini. No one going like for the normal mid-fight right off the bat. Wingman, after getting those moneymaker socketed, going straight for the kind of cheese attempt. I don't know if he really knew that BlastToBits went for such a safe, or not necessarily safe, but defensive opening with those Sergeants bunkered, and now he is going for the mid-fight as BlastToBits has lost 2 moneymakers. Okay, no, he has lost 1, and this one's sitting down over there that he will resocket, hopefully for him, will rebuild that moneymaker. Now Wingman going for the moneymaker kills again, as he does have a few units here. None of them are actually attacking those neutrals. Oh, and BlastToBits did finish off Wingman. While it was a little off cam there, but he did get that kill on Wingman. I guess Wingman was getting hit a lot by the Seeker that was down here. However, he did get 2 moneymakers. Oh no, just 1. Once again, BlastToBits did micro 1 away. And now Wingman coming back to the fight, but none of his Gemini actually firing at anything at mid. So, I mean, he could have kind of progressed there, maybe put down a ratchet or 2 to be able to keep his units alive and gotten a little bit ahead on the mid fight. Well, BlastToBits was still putting down defenses and all that. But now he is finally starting on his mid-fight, kind of at the same time as Blast is, so it's not really that far in advance. So it's a pretty even game at this point, 29-34 in terms of unit upkeep, and now you can kind of estimate the power on the field just by the upkeep numbers, because they have rebalanced it. Different power, different strength units and all that stuff do take up different amounts of upkeep. And BlastToBits successfully defending his moneymakers from Wingman's harass there. Wingman not with as large of a unit cluster as I would have thought he would have had out there. Now finally bringing everything down from that high ground, but BlastToBits is doing the same thing, so they're pretty even here at the mid-fight. More Longhorn coming out for BlastToBits, and it is pretty even, 37-40 at this point, so it's anybody's game. However, BlastToBits has finished off all the T99s on his side, so is definitely ahead. Wingman only has been able to finish off 1, and is the one on the socket. I'm not exactly sure why some people go straight for the socket one first. It's a little bit funny to see, but BlastToBits getting back to that power station before he gets finished off, and does have his Seekers pretty well placed, I would say. I like that high ground placement. It does make them semi-immune to the bombers slashing from the low ground. But still, leaves them available to fire at a bomber that is slashing away at your units, and will try to get this moneymaker finished off. Wingman not coming down to respond quite yet, does get 1, and Wingman that has not come back yet. He is just concentrating on this mid-fight, so BlastToBits will be able to get a second moneymaker. Will he be able to get a third? Wingman's still not coming back, only has a lot of Gemini in his queue, so BlastToBits probably gonna get all 4 moneymakers. Wingman able to swoop up the last one, but BlastToBits definitely made a very, very, very productive trip out here, and and he does have a tech pod in his build queue. So, using that harass opportunity as, really good timing, queuing up that tech pod and still finishing off moneymakers. BlastToBits trying to kill what he, create his unit cluster on this side, but BlastToBits now coming back to the fight, and with quite a lot of Longhorn over here against mostly Gemini, actually almost all Gemini, and BlastToBits not getting finished off there by Wingman. If he got killed there, Wingman probably would have been able to get the advantage in this fight, but now BlastToBits, actually BlastToBits very low on health, does get killed by the Gemini on the ground, getting pinned down by Wingman. you know, hovering over there, and now wingman hesitates, decides not to go with that drop, decides to instead bring more units to the other side of the mid. Maybe to try to win against this other unit cluster that BlastToBits has. But now BlastToBits brings some creeps, will start a little bit of distraction fire, might be able to get something killed. Okay, one Gemini that was smoking black does get finished off. Now BlastToBits very low on energy, but won't get finished off there. Actually, wingman gets leveled up. And now BlastToBits with some sergeants, a little bit interesting. Wingman putting down a Gemini back here, but I don't know how far that's actually going to get him. Oh, now he does have. Oh, he might get that tech pod. Oh, not a very good, you know, placement for that tech pod. There are plenty of spots on Chasm, like down at this bottom area, that are really, really great for hiding tech pods. But you know, BlastToBits did not go. That does lose that tech pod. Only has sergeants left in his build queue. Does not. He has 30K in his bank, but he did lose 20K with that tech pod going down. It's quite an investment, especially you know, especially if you are kind of relying on those goalies. And oh, both players do get finished off by, you know, both by units in the area, and capital LOL does get dropped by BlastToBits. But these 5 Gemini are making their way toward his fort, but he probably will be fine. Now he is going for the mid-fight. He is ignoring those Gemini. He does have a lot of Longhorn queued up, so he will probably be okay. If he does choose to drop those in defense by the time those Gemini get there, he can pretty much stall to the very last second. But wingman did drop a couple sergeants, neutralizing and taking this outpost, and now has Gemini himself. So now will BlastToBits be able to hold this off? Will he be able to hold this up? A lot of surround getting here by wingman. Wingman doing a great micro and a surround. So with these 3 Geminis, will be continually repositioned and will continually get damage. 2 more coming out, actually. 1 does get killed, so wingman does have a total of 4 in this area. BlastToBits will be able to finish off the rest of these Gemini, but actually hasn't taken that much damage, to be honest. And will probably be able to counter push, and yes, now he is doing that. He will be able to retake his bottom outpost. Wingman trying to neutralize that mid, but I don't think he's going to be able to do it. Will he be actually notice that BlastToBits is going for a counter push here? He definitely sees it now, and BlastToBits needs to prioritize on neutralization because he definitely needs to cut wingman off. But wingman not queuing up anything in his build queue anyway, so it doesn't really matter that much. Now BlastToBits gets to focus on these units, the units that, you know, that he sent, neutralize the outpost, and wingman has pretty much nothing left in this area. And now BlastToBits has the huge advantage, 20 to 43, just 1 Gemini that he has to deal with, and honestly, he probably didn't even have to deal with it, to be honest. And now going with some sergeants. Where is he going to go? Really low on energy, so probably going to go recharge at his mid. Okay, is he going to choose to go for this bottom outpost, which doesn't really have that much there? It's just 1 Gaddy protecting wingman, and really, really behind on those moneymakers. Never rebuilt any of them, so BlastToBits with a huge advantage. Now rebuilding, definitely sees that he's behind, realizes that he's behind, needs to play the long game for the most part, but I doubt that is actually going to work. That wingman, or you know, BlastToBits is so ahead. I don't think that wingman can actually make his way back here. He has so many money makers to rebuild, so much income to make up for, and so many units that are not on the field that BlastToBits has. Does look like BlastToBits is going to go in for the kill now. Probably setting everything on attack, and there's nothing at the front door of wingman to really defend this. He's queuing up as many Gemini as he can. BlastToBits dropping a LOL. I guess I missed the reasoning there behind that LOL. Oh, and is sending over the bridge. I don't know how much he's going to be able to clear with just 3 Longhorn. I don't know if any of those Longhorn are going to survive. Maybe 1, I would guess. About 1, but he is going in for the kill. Wingman has put down 4 Gemini, so that is going to be a fair defense. He will be able to hold off for a little while. You know, plus his own reaction time. Let's see how these Longhorn at the bottom bridge are doing. Only 2. Oh, all 3 are alive, so they will probably be able to clear it. Maybe 2 will survive. I'm pretty sure 1 will die, though. And wingman chasing down BlastToBits. Actually, no, does not choose to pin him down. BlastToBits would have probably been able to regenerate all of his health, and I don't know if wingman had enough energy in bombs to actually get that killed. But this push has gone all the way past the bridge, neutralizing this bottom outpost. That Gaddy that was protecting has been finished off. BlastToBits just completely demolishing wingman here, and wingman BlastToBits does realize, oh, there is no complete level up or no complete heal on level up, and yeah, that I think it's a 30% increase is what it is now, and wingman now. And yeah, I guess wingman was aware of that already, but at this point, wingman has very, very little hope of surviving this game. He only has 4 Gemini at his front door. 2 Gemini on the field right now and 3 more in queue. However, the mid is pretty undefended, so he probably will be able to take that, although it did cost him his close. And BlastToBits, let's see what he has in his queue. He has 4 Longhorn, so if he can actually stop Wingman from neutralizing this, he might be able to bring some of those out of queue. Might want to prioritize on doing that right now before anything gets neutralized. However, he does have 4 infantry left up in those bulbs, so he might be able to keep it for a little while longer. No, does not decide to bring anything out. Maybe just saving it to bring out of the close. Oh, he already even has level 1 rockets, so he can actually, he did actually do a little bit of extra DPS. And I guess just completely ignoring that mid-fight or that mid-battle, now just going straight for, well, not quite going for, okay, now he is starting to hover over, mass select everything. Does Wingman realize this is about to happen? No, he is just going for the mid. That's kind of all he has left. This might be a base race right at the end if he can actually get this middle. However, BlastToBits already has a goalie right at the front door. All the Gemini are going to be attacking it. Let's see if Wingman actually comes back to defend. Yes, he does. He does have a full queue of Gemini. He might be able to hold this push off just straight up to defender's advantage. And BlastToBits actually really low on health, trying to get this kill. If he gets the kill on BlastToBits, that will be huge. He might be able to actually win this if he can kill Blast. No, GG goes down by Blast. I don't know if he's actually correct. Okay, yeah, he is correct. All those Geminis are killed, so this will be the end of the game. I doubt that Wingman will be able to hold this off. There's not much that he can actually do. Just circling now, waiting for death, and BlastToBits getting this win over wingman876 in this custom 1v1 on Chasm. Taking that middle outpost, I think Wingman would have had a much larger advantage if he actually put down those initial mid-fight units within range of those mid units. He would have had a way longer time for them to attack while he was doing his harass. And BlastToBits had nothing over there. And if he had them down, he might have been able to win the mid-fight, and this entire game might have been reversed. But because he was doing his mid repositioning during the time that BlastToBits was doing his harass, killed so many moneymakers, put him economically way ahead, especially on Chasm. Chasm, you have so many sockets, and I think he was able to kill 4 or 5 moneymakers in that trip. I didn't see exactly how many, but it was 4 or 5, and that, I think, I attribute it pretty much to that. I mean, Wingman did lose the mid fight, and mid on Chasm is quite a lot, but I'm pretty sure, I would say it was due to losing all those moneymakers. So guys, if you see any games that you'd like to send in me, this was a spectated game, then I definitely love spectated games over games that are played, actually, just because I know people tend to send in games that they win and like to see them on the channel, which is fine. As long as it's a good game, I definitely would want to cast it, but spectated games I really love just because I know people send them in because they're good games and not because they want to brag that they won. So guys, if you spectate any games that you would like to see on my channel, make sure to send to me. Make sure to send to me. Make sure to send them in to me at rey0x@gmail.com, or you can also message me on Steam. Oh man, I got a tournament coming up, guys. March 29. I think I've set that date. If I have changed that, I really apologize for this pre-recorded message. But March 29, 2v2 tournament, Carbon sponsored. You will get a tournament trophy if you win. Huge diamond prizes. I'm not exactly sure as of the time of this recording as to what it would be, but Carbon sponsored tournament. Guys, get excited. We haven't had one for a really long time, and I really, really wanted to bring this to the community just because we haven't had one since last year in the summer, and got to get that competitive spirit going. AirMech will be one of the biggest esports. I guarantee it. This is RUI, and that is game. See you next time.